Hey guys, Mike here with the Fastlane car. I am in the beautiful Garden State of New Jersey, and behind me is the 2019 Mercedes-Benz CLS Coupe. Now, there's a bunch of new things to do with this car, so coming up next, I'm going to tell you all about it. There are two major updates that stand out with the new CLS, the design and the power plant. Styling. The new CLS Coupe features a drastically different design than the last model, particularly in the front end. Comparing the new and old side by side, the new CLS Coupe has a much more aggressive and angular appearance. One thing hasn't changed, the CLS still features a four-door coupe body style, favoring a sloping roofline rather than a traditional passenger cabin. Styling is always subjective, of course, but this new CLS Coupe is a serious departure from the car's last two generations. Performance. Mercedes-Benz fitted the 2019 CLS Coupe with a completely new powertrain for 2019. In fact, it's the first Mercedes-Benz with an inline six-cylinder engine since the S320, which stopped production in 1999. The new engine in question is a 3-liter turbocharged inline six-cylinder unit with a 48-volt integrated starter generator. In the new CLS 450, it produces 362 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. It's also a mild hybrid with a 48-volt EQ Boost electric assist feature that provides an additional 21 horsepower and an extra 184 pound-feet of torque. Power is sent to either the rear wheels or all four wheels through a 9-speed automatic transmission.
And it's not just any inline six, it actually has a very smart inline six, because we added something, a technology to it, which we called integrated starter generator, and that's almost like a micro hybrid. And what it does, so we mounted a small electric engine between the engine and the transmission.
Mercedes claims the rear-wheel drive CLS Coupe will hit 60 miles per hour in 5.1 seconds, while the all-wheel drive model will get there in 4.8 seconds.
Aside from more power, which I love obviously, you also get higher comfort because it's seamless start-stop at a red light, so the engine seamlessly starts up again. And it also, aside from power, start-stop, it gives you better efficiency. So we can probably achieve roughly, compared to the outgoing model with this new technology, fuel economy savings of roughly 14%.
We don't know the exact amount that the EQ Boost has improved fuel economy, as the EPA hasn't published its official numbers for the 2019 CLS Coupe. The inline-six motor is known for its smoothness, but when paired with a mild hybrid system that aids in start-stop functionality and a 9-speed automatic transmission from Mercedes, the CLS Coupe has one of the smoothest drivetrains I've ever experienced. The CLS Coupe drives like butter while still providing plenty of power to get out of its own way. While it is disappointing to no longer have a twin-turbo V8 under the hood, this power plant's exceptional drivability more than makes up for the lack of two cylinders and that missing turbo. The CLS Coupe will also come in an AMG version, the Amg Cls 53. The AMG model will utilize the same 3-liter 6-cylinder mild hybrid power plant and a 9-speed transmission, powering all four wheels as standard. Being an AMG, you would expect the CLS 53 to be more powerful, and it is. Power gets bumped to 429 horsepower and torque is up to 384 pound-feet. The extra power allows the CLS 53 to hit 60 miles per hour in 4.4 seconds. Ride and handling. Our tester had the optional air suspension setup. The ride was exceptionally comfortable, soaking up bumps without any fuss. It's not so aggressively sporty as an AMG product, but the air suspension allows for some fun cornering if you please. Even in Sport Plus mode, the most aggressive setting, the CLS was really comfortable, but still fun to drive. Despite sharing its chassis with the E-Class, the new CLS has some major differences. There's the straight 6 power plant as opposed to the V6 units that are available in the E-Class, but Mercedes have also dropped the ride height of the CLS Coupe 15 millimeters lower than the standard E-Class sedan. However, using the air suspension on the CLS Coupe, you can raise the suspension back up 15 millimeters if you want a more comfortable ride at speeds up to 50 miles per hour. Utility. The biggest problem for me with four-door coupes is that the sloping roofline takes away headroom in the rear seats. The trunk, which has an automatic liftgate, is plenty spacious for several suitcases or presumably in a Mercedes-Benz a couple sets of golf clubs. 4 adults will fit with no problem, and Mercedes have added a middle seat in the rear. So this is the first CLS Coupe that seats 5 people. However, taller passengers may complain about the back seat. Like I mentioned, headroom is a real problem for anybody over 6 feet tall in the back. For reference, I'm 6'2" and my head was easily touching the ceiling. However, I am happy to report that legroom is more than adequate for me, as I was able to fit behind myself with no problems.
So here's a weird button, this little R button. What do you think that does? Well, when you press that, the driver's side seat control actually moves the passenger seat. Pretty cool, look at that. Moving the seat here. And the passenger seat moves when you press that little R button.
Competition. The CLS Coupe practically started the four-door coupe body style when it first came out in 2004. Since then, the other German manufacturers have followed suit. Competition for the new CLS includes the Audi A7, the BMW 6 Series Grand Coupe, and the Porsche Panamera. The 2019 Mercedes-Benz CLS is sportier than the A7, but not as aggressive as the 6 Series or the Panamera. It definitely sits more on the luxury side of the scale, but it still is pretty fun to drive. Value. Pricing has not yet been officially announced for the 2019 Mercedes-Benz CLS Coupe. The previous model started at $75,000, with all-wheel drive being an additional $2,000. For reference, the AMG version started at $108,900. Our tester had no official MSRP, but I can tell you that it did have about $15,000 in options. Technology. That $15,000 in options didn't just go into a new face and a new engine. No, the CLS Coupe is chock full of tech and driver safety features that are very familiar to the Mercedes E and S Class. Adaptive cruise control, map-based speed adjustment, active lane keep assist, automated emergency braking, and impulse side assist are all available. If you don't recognize that last one, basically the CLS Coupe will sense an impending collision, then use the seat bolstering to force passengers towards the middle of the vehicle, giving them the best protection in an accident. The CLS Coupe also has a nifty 360-degree top-down camera and 64 different colors of ambient interior lighting. This brings me to the one technological letdown of the CLS Coupe, which is the Infotainment System. This is the same system used in a wide variety of Mercedes-Benz products, and it is no fun to use. Despite having a massive display, touchscreen functionality is lost in favor of a scroll wheel and touchpad combination that's really frustrating to use. One upside though is that the CLS Coupe does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The CLS Coupe is set to go on sale at the end of 2018. We should know more about pricing and fuel economy closer to the release date. Overall, the 2019 Mercedes-Benz CLS Coupe is a very luxurious place to be. I think the best way to describe the CLS is that it is simply a more stylish E-Class. It drives almost identically to an E-Class but forgoes practicality in the name of style while still maintaining daily usability. Well, there you have it. That should just about do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. And of course, come back to TFLcar.com for more news, views, and real-world reviews. And of course, more videos on the 2019 Mercedes-Benz CLS Coupe.